Hey, hi, hello, what's up? I'm Allie, and welcome back to my channel. I not only love hoarding books, but I also love hoarding hobbies. Or rather, I find something online really interesting, and I decide that I too need to be involved in some way and just need to do it. In the past, this has included things like learning the basics of HTML coding, because that's just a thing that you do on the weekends. Why not? Caring for wigs, because also why not? Learning how to walk on stilts, also a thing that apparently I thought I was going to need in my life at some point. Reverse tie-dyeing was a phase that stuck around a lot longer than it should have. I'm still in it. And last year, building not only one, but two PCs, because why not just build a piece of very expensive equipment that might blow up, because if you do it wrong and you've never done it before, but you know what, we're gonna spend the money and do it anyway. I like really expensive hobbies. This year I stumbled across keyboard communities and my life was changed. No longer could I be in the presence of my shabby, loud, knockoff gamer keyboard. No longer could I stand the bland and boring board that this is. But I was suddenly so attuned to what a good quality keyboard is supposed to sound like. And let me tell you, it's not really this. I know what a good and a bad keyboard sounds like, but obviously that's just preference. You know, everyone has a preference. But I found that my preference is basically the quieter the better. And that isn't what I have. So instead of dropping $300 on a really nice keyboard, I dropped $300 on a budget build keyboard and spent over 10 hours doing it myself, because that makes the most sense financially, obviously. Girl power, am I right? Also, to keep this book related for my channel, I did read Pride and Prejudice while I did this whole process, so if you want my thoughts and feelings on that, just stay tuned to the end, I guess. First of all, this isn't a tutorial. Just want to throw that I'm a noob, total noob, and I have no clue, not a clue, what half this stuff means. Spent months watching builds and just going off what I thought sounded good and looked good, and went from there in what was relatively easy and I thought that I could actually do myself. I bought a hot swappable board because I was not wandering into the world of soldering. Soldering. Anyway, I also went with linear switches because these are known to be the more quieter ones and they tend to produce a kind of more consistent feel and movement. There are some other options like tactical as well as clicky. These are noisier to ensure that you're hitting the keys and that everything's working appropriately. But I didn't want that. I want it to be quiet. I don't want to really hear it. I want it to be beautiful sounding. So anyway, here are the materials that I use. Nothing overly fancy since this is my first build. Again, expensive hobbies. Anyway, here it is. Alright, in this section, I feel like I have to explain some of my choices, okay? Foam in it is just too thin, in my opinion, to really do much. Not really sure why it's here. I'll take it. It's a good template. I did buy high temperature resistant silicone to dampen the sound. Basically, whatever you put in the bottom, when those keys hit, it takes and absorbs the sound. So it gets rid of some of the more clackiness and what pinginess? Pingy, is that the word that you might hear? Will admit, I didn't realize just how thin this board was, especially because I went from this monstrosity. So I didn't realize just how thin this board was. As for this tape mod that I'm doing, I thought it was easy and it was cheap and I could do it. Basically, you apply painter's tape. You want something that's not gonna pull at the circuit board, but you're gonna put it on the bottom of the circuit board, and it's supposed to absorb those higher sounds. And so it gives you, your keys, a deeper sound when you hit them. I don't know if this was necessary because I added quite thick silicone underneath, but the more the merrier, you know? I overlapped the pieces as I put them down and ended up applying about 2.5 layers with this method. Now, something that I didn't show but that I had to do is basically pre-cut the tape where the screws would fit because I couldn't pierce the screws through it. I found it too difficult, so I did have to pre-cut that just as a note. Again, not a tutorial, just letting you know what I did. Then here we see that I made a literal sake board. She thick. Girl is spilling out her seams. And I love her. Basically, instead of removing some of these mods, I doubled down. Like, quite literally doubled down. I would just squeeze and screw. Squeeze and screw. Squeeze and screw. You know, I think she found it pretty effective. I did buy some extra switches and keys to do a sound test before and after the mods. Don't know why, I just didn't do it literally before and after. Anyway, I have extra switches now. I did end up adding some texture keys to the WASD, the WASD keys, because I rely on touch to find them in games a lot. I tried gaming without them and just find it much easier this way. Honestly, I think more people should have texturized keys. Anyway, she's gorgeous. I think that she is a massive improvement from what I had. I actually really enjoyed this process, other than opening up the damn switches. That was so hard. I had like calluses on my fingers. I feel inspired to create more boards in the future just because I found it kind of soothing to do at times, to do the looping and to put it together. And it was really exciting to see it all come together in the end, as you can see. And look at how beautiful she fits in. It's like she was made for this space. If I would do another one in the future, it would probably be Halloween themed. We will see. Also, I ended up finding a red dragon wrist rest that was specifically for an 80% keyboard. So, and it fits perfectly. Thanks for coming to this video that is absolutely completely outside of my normal content. And I will see you in the next, oh, wait. Pride and Prejudice was kind of boring as hell. I gave it 3 stars. Like, I get its historical importance, and like I know that there was a lot of like political and social constructs that went into that, but like there was just not enough ankle showing for me, and also Mr. Darcy is missing for like most of that book. So anyway, there's my book review. Yeah. All right. Bye.